Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny episode. Now, before we get started, I'm giving away 1,000 silver for Destiny, or a Destiny emblem away from the Bungie store. All you have to do to enter in for this week's giveaway is be subscribed, show your support and press that like button, and leave a comment down below in reference to Destiny 2 and Cayde 6. Now, Guardians, as we rise closer to Destiny 2's release, I thought it'd be a good idea to go over Cayde 6's general character, the origin stories behind him, and how he got to the Hunter Vanguard and how he became Exo. So Cayde 6 is one of the most well-known Hunter-class Guardians today. He currently serves as the Vanguard leader for the Hunters in the Tower, and sells a variety of Hunter-related supplies, armor, and weapons. As the Hunter Vanguard, his duties consist of advising fellow Hunters along their path to becoming Legend, and keeping watch on the tower along with his comrades Ikora Rey and Commander Zavala, whose stories we will delve in briefly into the future, so stay tuned for that. But what exactly is the origin story of Cayde 6, and why did he end up becoming Hunter Vanguard, and how did he get there? Well, Cayde at one point in time used to be involved in battles constantly. He longed for a fighting, and partook in the initial battle to take back the moon from the Hive. Of course, the Guardians had failed in doing so, thus putting Cayde 6 in a very odd situation. After falling back from a massive Hive force, he took cover behind a crashed jump ship, only to find a fallen Baroness there as well. Instead of putting a knife to each other's throats, the two decided to team up and fight the Hive back together. They ended up defeating many of the Hive and were forced to retreat. However, the fallen Baroness that Cayde 6 had briefly befriended was found mortally wounded, presumably from a gunshot wound. In the end, Cayde 6 opted to put her out of her misery and killed her, leaving him stranded. That's not the start to Cayde 6's origin story. It started out as a human soldier. Like most Exos, Cayde remembers a little bit about his past before the collapse. However, he does remember enough to provide substantial information. I'll bet he admits the order is out of sync, but Cayde used to be a human soldier with a large debt over his head. When he was approached by Clovis Bray to remove that debt, the job offer itself isn't explicitly stated. But what Cayde does remember next is going to Europa, where he was converted into an Exo. Next, he remembers being assigned as a security officer to the Ishtar Collective, where he took up the job to look after Dr. Mara Sundarej. Though he wished to get to know her a bit better, she barely noticed him. Afterwards, he remembers being restrained by a shadowy creature on a destroyed world, followed by another memory in which he describes as not his own. Cayde 6 was a daring and adventurous Guardian, so of course, he couldn't say no to a challenge, not even a bet. So after the fallen Baroness encounter and having to kill his newfound friend, he began to wander around and involve himself in many more battles and events. Later on, receiving grim and very unfortunate news that his dear friend and former Hunter Vanguard Andal Brask was murdered brutally by Taniks the Scarred. Wanting to honor his old friend, and because Cayde 6 has, well, sort of a gambling problem, he bet on the Vanguard Dare. A dare in which he did lose, and he took up the Andal mantle and became the new Hunter Vanguard. Perhaps regrettably to Cayde 6, he did indeed lose this bet and took up the new title of Hunter Vanguard, and continues to hold this duty today. Despite the diligence and promise of his work, he longs to go back out into the field and fight once more. He will sometimes mention to other Guardians things like, "I need to get back into the field," or "I need to get out of this tower." So now that Cayde 6 is Hunter Vanguard, what is his role? Well, his role as the Vanguard is to track and assign bounties to high-value targets. He tasks Guardians with eliminating the escaped Ascor, the Archon Priest, as well as the Scion Flares. He also assigns to his scouts to put patrol beacons around the patrol zones of each designated zone on Earth, the Moon, Mars, the Dreadnought, and many other places. Next to all those responsibilities that he has for the Hunter Vanguard, that is the origin story of Cayde 6, from a human to an Exo to a Guardian to the Hunter Vanguard. But that's not where his story stops. We all know the story of Cayde 6 and how he helped us infiltrate the Dreadnought, helping us recover a stealth drive he stole from Rasputin, and then sneak aboard the Dreadnought using a ship borrowed from Eris Morn, all done behind Zavala and Ikora's backs. For the remainder of the war, he worked with Eris, much to their distaste to each other, nonetheless cooperated to bring down Oryx. By the next Festival of the Lost, Eris still holds a grudge against Cayde for losing her ship, for which he tried to make up to her, but the apology isn't accepted until Cayde finds her new ship. During the Dawning holiday, Cayde volunteers to aid the support to Ikora and the Guardians to help them defeat a mutual foe of old foes returning, Omnigul, Secrian, and Nexus Mind. Although the support to the Guardians is well informed, Ikora knew that Cayde only was volunteering his support to get out of directing a team of hunters that didn't really like him. Even so, he congratulates the Guardians for ridding the system of the old foes. And the most recent portion of this story behind Cayde 6 is the bet that he made with Lord Shaxx, involving an outcome of a Crucible match, and having won, he forced Shaxx to train some of the city's children to play dodgeball. Though Shaxx tried to pay him off, he chose the idea of annoying him over Glimmer. When Cayde returned to tell Shaxx his debt was paid, Shaxx immediately bet against him again. Cayde, confident that he would win again, he was distracted enough for one of Shaxx's charges to show off their stealth training by sneaking up on him and hitting him with a dodgeball. Embarrassed that he was taken by surprise, Cayde offered Shaxx a ride back to the tower. And there you have it, Guardians. That is the origin story all the way up to the current period of time in Destiny with Cayde 6, from the human to the Exo to the Hunter Vanguard that we know today. Now, we all know that the story goes deeper into that. He's going to be playing a major role in Destiny 2, and I'm really excited to uncover the rest of the lore revolving around Cayde 6 with the rise of Destiny 2. So if you all are excited for Destiny 2, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you just enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. I mean, hit that thumbs up button as many times as you want, but make sure that it's lit up blue. That means that you liked the video. Also, leave some questions or concerns down below revolving around Cayde 6's lore. And as always, Guardians, perfect time to subscribe for daily Destiny content and Destiny 2 content. And as always, stay violent, be privileged.
Oh, hi. VBG isn't here right now, but I guess you enjoyed the content. So over there is the logo you can click on. That will allow you to subscribe. More content up there, and behind the scenes daily content over here on the vlog channel. There you go. Enjoy!